everybody, it's Leilani and welcome back to another video on my channel. Your girl is here 2 weeks in a row. Who am I? We're getting right into this video because I know short videos have been the prime time of social media, so we're not going to spend a whole bunch of time introducing ourselves. Today, we're doing a full makeup routine because a lot of you guys have been loving my skin and asking every single product I use, which I'd rather just do a full video showing all of it. Sprout just jumped up on my lap. What the heck, bud? What the heck, buddy? Okay, so first to start off, I always pull my hair back. Now that the hair is back, we can get started. I always do brows first, so let me go grab those products. Scratch the brows. First, I start off with a lip mask every single time so that my lips stay moisturized throughout the whole process. I usually use the Tatcha, the Kiss You lip mask. It looks like this. But sometimes I'll go for like an anti-aging lip mask, but today, this is the one we're using. I think it's a sleep mask, but we're using it in the morning. Who cares? All right, the first thing I start off with is this is Makeup by Mario's Master Blade Brow Pencil in Almost Black. This is the type of angle I go for to start off my brows with. You don't specifically have to use this product. This is just the one I've been using for like a couple weeks. But I start off by spooling the brows and basically underlining them the way I want my brows to be shaped. I typically just go along with my brow line, my natural brow line, and just extend the tail a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with this one. I also extend the front a little farther than they naturally are. And then what I do is I spoolie again, but angle it downwards. And then I go ahead and do the same thing, but with the top. I don't outline it all the way up here though. I start kind of halfway through and then connect it to the tail. That is what they look like once I start the outlining process. What I do next is, I'm gonna do this off camera because it's just literally so simple. I start like halfway through the brow where it starts to get more full and I fill it in with this color. And I leave the front open. Now I'm grabbing the same eyebrow pencil but in a lighter shade. This is in the shade Dirty Blonde. And I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with this part but in the front, so it kind of looks like an ombre effect, so it's not just all one dark color throughout the whole thing. I basically grab the bottom and drag it up like this. Once I add all the color and stuff like that, I'm gonna go ahead with a spoolie one more time to blend those colors together and just make the brows clean and all in the same direction. The very next thing I do is grab some concealers. These are by Frankie Rose Cosmetics, and it is in the shade Ginger and Java. I mix a little bit of each shade together to make the perfect brow shade for my skin color. And then I just mix these together. This is to carve brows. I wish I could tell you guys the name of this brush. This is what I use to sculpt my brows every single day, but I use it so much that it wiped off. This is from the James Charles makeup brush collection by Morphe. So I forgot the name of it, but we're gonna carve the brows now. Basically what I do is underline the brows. Just underline the exact shape you want. And then kind of like drag it down, as you can see I'm doing. I would zoom in, but I feel like it's easier to see what I'm doing from farther away. Because then you can see like how my hand is laying on my face and stuff. Once I'm done carving underneath of the brows, I just grab my finger and sort of like pat it into the skin so that it blends seamlessly into my face. This is the most difficult part in my opinion, trying to make them even, because for some reason this eyebrow is always thicker even though they're the same shape when they're not filled in. I don't know why I always make this eyebrow thicker. Now the next step in carving them is I just start like right here, middle towards the end of the brow, and grab a little bit of concealer and do the same thing at the top. So that is almost the brows. Let's add the brow, what is it called? Okay, the brow gel. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. This is also by Makeup by Mario. This isn't sponsored, by the way. They just sent me like an eyebrow kit and I happen to love it. I just grab the Makeup by Mario eyebrow gel or whatever eyebrow gel you have, and I stick the brow hairs in the front up and then kind of slant them towards the end of the brow. Next is skin, which is my favorite part. Of course, you have to start off with a primer. I'm using the Frankie Rose Cosmetics primer. I'm currently testing out this brand because they sent me a whole bunch of PR, which I'm so grateful for. If you are a brand and you want to send me PR, I will literally test it and see if I like it and then start sharing it with my audience. So thank you, Frankie Rose, for giving me this PR package. I absolutely love it so far. So we need to prime the face. If you don't prime, don't even wear foundation. What are you doing? I promise, in the beginning of my makeup routine, I was like, primer is just extra money for no reason. You can't even tell you have it on. But guys, it makes the world of a difference if you actually get into makeup and care about what your skin looks like. A lot of y'all are like, what foundation do you wear? What concealer do you wear? How long do you bake for? I do all of that stuff, but without primer, it's not gonna look the way you want it to look, if that makes sense. Not sure if anyone else does this, but before I put my foundation on, after the primer, I put a stick foundation on the areas that I need a little bit more coverage on. This is the Hello Happy Air Stick Foundation by Benefit. It looks like this, it's in the shade 5. And I just wipe this on my problematic areas. And it's too low coverage for me to wear as an actual foundation, so I wear it as like an underneath foundation. Then I open my little beauty blender holder and I blend this into my skin. Shouts out to Tik Tok for sending me this mirror, by the way. It is coming in clutch in today's video. Do y'all just feel like a baddie in the car sometimes? Like, I know that was random, but like when a new song comes out, or like when a song that just hits differently plays on my Spotify and I'm looking cute that day, don't let it be a freaking sunny day, because the windows are gonna be rolled down. I'm gonna be cute. Hair's gonna be glowing, blowing in the wind, and you're just singing that song. Like, I don't know where that came from, but that is just the best of the best, especially if you have a little Starbucks, like, girl. Now for the foundation. I desperately need to make a trip to Sephora or Ulta because this is on its last squirt, literally the last squirt. But I mixed two foundations because for some reason I just haven't found the perfect shade yet. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Oxy. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that. That is so extra. Sunscreen foundation in 450 Suin. I don't know if that's the name, but we're going with it. I do like a pump and a half of this, and then I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the shade 410C. These are dramatically different colors. If you could tell, like one is like dark tan and one's like lighter, I guess. I take like this much and mix it with a foundation brush. I give it a little swirl. Shouts out to Real Techniques for sending me this brush set. I absolutely love it. I use it every day. And then I just apply this all over my face. I might need a little bit more. I don't know who I thought I was, using like a little squirt. Girl, you cake your face. What are you talking about, some half a squirt? I don't know who I thought I was. There we go. There we go. And then I just take my foundation beauty blender sponge. I don't wash this fresh every single time. I just re-wet it every single time, but I don't wash it every single time. If that's bad, let me know, because I'm just lazy. But whatever. I know y'all don't wash your beauty blenders every single day. If you do, if you say you do, you're capping, unless you're just super clean. But I never broke out from not washing this that much, so let's hope I'm fine. Next thing I like to do, rather than doing concealer right away, is I like to bronze. If it's a cream bronzer day, I do that before my concealer. So I'm using the cream bronzer by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Caramel. And I'm taking this Pro Foundation brush by Sephora. And I'm just placing this above my cheekbone. A lot of people do it under, which drags their face down and makes it look longer. So I do it like a little bit above like this. So I do it like right here. I don't know if that even made any sense, probably not. But y'all know your faces, so just do it the way you want to do it. And I just take my foundation sponge again and kind of blend that harsh line out. It is now time for concealer, and you can tell I need a new one because literally you could see through the bottle. This next Sephora trip, I'm about to spend the whole wallet because everything is running low, literally everything. This is Benefit's Cakeless Concealer in number 6. I start off by placing it underneath my eyes in a upwards motion, so it drags the face up rather than like down. Because who wants a saggy face? And then I'm gonna blend this girl out. This beauty blender is also by Real Techniques. A tip that I have for you guys if your concealer is not bright enough is do very gentle tapping motions. This concealer is super heavy duty, so I don't have to worry about going too gentle. But if you're using like a super lightweight concealer and that's the only one you have and you want it to be thicker, literally barely tap it. Like, I mean like this. Like barely tap it. But this one's pretty heavy duty, so no matter how hard you tap, it's not really gonna budge. If I could recommend you guys to spend your money wisely on a couple makeup products, I would tell you to invest in a higher end concealer, a higher end foundation, and a higher end eyebrow products, because those are like the main things on your face. A blush, bronzer, like, you know, those you can make those work, but like foundation, concealer, and eyebrows, those are like my top priorities. I like to also conceal the mustache area, the chin, and the forehead, but I like to do that after because it takes me quite a long time to blend this out, and if I like put all of it on first, then it gets kind of stuck in place. That's why I blend the eyes out and then I add the concealer to the other areas and blend those out. This is what we are looking like after the concealer, and now it's time to bake. I am using another Real Techniques makeup sponge. This is just one that I use specifically for baking, and then I'm using the Laura Mercier setting powder in translucent honey and placing that underneath the eyes. Basically everywhere that I showed you that I just put concealer on, I am baking, and I do bake every single day. This is not practical for the average person, but my job is basically photos and videos and constantly on social media, so I want my skin to look as professional as possible, which is why I bake my skin every single day. Unless I'm like going to the airport or something where I'm rushing, I won't bake, but every other time or chance I get, your girl's baking. Your girl's baking. The amount of times I have to wash my hands when I do my makeup is absurd. Like, absurd. This is like my third time washing my hands in this video. While my face is baking, I like to set the remainder of my face that has no powder on it. I use the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil. This is in the shade Sheer Medium. I don't use the same products every time. Every time it runs out, I try to test out new products, but yes, I've been loving this one, obviously, as I hit pan. I just pat the rest of my skin in place rather than swipe, because it would swipe your foundation off, as I'm literally swiping right now. But this area of my face I like to swipe, but where the cheeks are I like to pat because I don't want it to rub off my cream bronzer. After like a minute of having the bake on, I like to pat it in and dust it off. I am now taking my Frankie Rose Cosmetics Pro Contour Palette, and I just got this a couple days ago, so I'm still testing this out, like I said. I'm gonna take a little bit of this banana powder and place it under my eyes just to add a little bit extra brightening. If y'all aren't familiar with how to contour or brighten and stuff like that, yellow goes where you want to brighten, and darker shades obviously where you want to contour. I'm now gonna take this brown right here and go over the cream bronzer with some more bronzer. The Pro Contour 79 brush by Sephora. Just taking a little bit of that and adding some dimension. Along with up here as well. Immediately after I bronze my face, it is time to bronze the nose, so nose contour time. I'm gonna try to do this quickly. I'm just taking the same shade I bronzed my face with and getting an angled brush. This is Morphe E62 brush. This is meant for nose contouring. And I just kind of go where my eyebrow ends and drag it down. And that's the line that I like to follow. I use a really light hand because too harsh can make it look super, super contoured and like unnatural. Even though my nose contour does not look natural, I kind of like to use a light hand so it gives it that airbrush look rather than like harsh look, you know? Then I'm grabbing my finger and grabbing a medium color shade and dragging that in between so it kind of opens up the bridge more, and going back in with some more bronzer. And then right after that, I grab my baking sponge and I go along my contour line with the baking sponge. I'm just taking another brush that I use to dust off bake, and I'm dusting off that banana powder I had underneath my eyes along with the powder on the outside of my nose contour. So that is what we're looking like now. Time for blush. I'm using the Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Kiss of Copper. I also hit pan on this one. This is my go-to blush at the moment. And I'm using my Sephora blush brush in 96. I just go up my cheeks gently with this brush. I like to use a lot of blush. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. It's like personal preference. It always is with makeup. It's whatever you like. Don't worry about the other people. You know how much people tell me I wear so much makeup, and then when I don't wear it, they're like, or I wear too much makeup and I look better without it, or stuff like that. Like, I don't care what you think. I do this for the way I like my makeup. Like right there, I added so much. Am I gonna take it off? No. Then I just add a bunch of blush to the tip of my nose and as well as the temples of my forehead. Okay, maybe I do need to dust a little bit off. That's like so red. Time for highlight. I get this question every single day. What highlighter do I use? I use Cookie by Benefit. And this, I don't know what brush this is. It looks like this. It's probably to cut creases, but I use it for highlighter. I go down the bridge of my nose with this highlighter. And I go side to side on the tip of my nose. I go underneath my brow bone with it as well. Adding highlight underneath your brow bone just honestly adds like a whole different look to me. I don't know why, I just cannot ever go without it. And I grab a highlighter brush and I go on my cheekbones with it. Right after that, that is basically the skin. And I like to set this with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I use a new one every single time it runs out, just like the rest of my makeup. But I heard the lady at Sephora told me this one is super good, so I had to give it a try, and I love it. It does give you like kind of like a sticky feeling. So if you're super picky about that, don't use it. It doesn't last for the whole day. It's just like a little bit after, depending on how much you use, but it does not bother me at all. It's now time for lashes. I'm not doing any eyeshadow today because on an everyday makeup look, which this is, I don't wear eyeshadow, or not a lot. I just wear lashes. A lot of y'all want to know where my lashes are from. I'm so sorry, but I don't know the name of them. I got them from Shein like around a year ago, and I just popped them open recently. This is what they look like, and they came in a bright pink package. If that helps at all, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then the mascara I use before I put the lashes on is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. It doesn't really matter because you can't see the mascara once you have the lashes on. Oh, and the lash glue I use is this black duo one. Basically what I do is I hook it on to the tip of my lashes, if that makes sense, like the very end. Place it, and then hook this one on in the front. And the way to get it down is wiggle it. Like you grab it and you like wiggle it on. And make sure the whole band is laid on the very, very base of your lashes so that you know it's laid flat. Oh, and the trick to getting it on in one go without it like sliding everywhere is that you apply the adhesive to the lashes, let it dry until it gets a darker color, and then you put it on. It does not budge. I used to like put the lash glue on and put the lash right on my eye without letting the lash glue get tacky, and it will slide everywhere. You'll have lash glue in your eyeball and everything. And then once that bad boy is on, I grab some tweezers and I just clamp it. This part you need to be very careful, especially if you're not used to putting on lashes, because you will stab your eyeball. I just like to make sure it's flat on the base of my lid. We're not done yet. I like to do something that a lot of people I've never seen done before. I mean, I don't know. I just figured this out myself. I'm using the Lancome concealer in the shade 410, and I like to cover my bottom lashes with concealer so that you can't see them at all, because I like the look of a dramatic upper eye and no under eye, like no under eye at all. Unless I'm doing like an eyeshadow look, then that's different, but I'm not. I feel like it just looks cleaner and like the lashes look more dramatic, in my opinion. For the lips, I've been wearing this combo all week. If you follow my Instagram, you know that this is my favorite lip combo at the moment. If you don't have me on Instagram, all my socials are in the description down below, so I would love if you went to go follow that. I'm using the NYX lip liner in the shade brown. I'm gonna line my lips real quick. Put the line right on the outside of my actual lip curve. And then once that is on, I use the Makeup by Mario lipstick in the shade Cam. She looks like this. And then I just place that all over the lips. Depending on the day, I add gloss or don't add gloss. I don't know if I should today. We're gonna leave her matte. And just like that, the makeup is complete. This is my everyday makeup routine. Yes, I showed y'all all the products. I hope you guys are satisfied. I got a lot of questions about what foundation, concealer, everything I use, so I hope this video helped a lot. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if this was some content that you liked to see. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will catch y'all in the next YouTube video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!